Come on, son. We're going off script.
Oh, yeah. That means Midway Radio's back. It's your boy Carlos is here.
I'm just about to say the soothing sounds of Doug Infinite, but soothing sounds doesn't go with the yelling, so.
Just kidding. Okay, he's good.
Carl,
okay, we're gonna talk to someone who's in the middle of getting smoked out. Look at the special effects. Everybody, welcome DJ Uncle L. Welcome.
What up? What up? What up? Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course.
Thanks for being here.
We're gonna talk to him a little bit about why he hasn't been interviewed here in a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and welcome DJ Sean Doe.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's DJ Sean Doe. Gang, gang.
And I don't know how to do this because we have someone who's very, very special, very accomplished. So we're going to go ahead and welcome the director of Midway Documentary, Ryan Brockmeyer.
What up, y'all?
Oh, perfect. Bless.
So now we're going to talk to the star, the guy who has thrown this project on his back, the man who's been on the radio numerous times, but now actually his work, his efforts are now being displayed for your ear holes. That is the one and only DJ Risky Business.
But if you're talking about the producer, it's just Risk.
Oh yeah,
he's just plain risky. We don't know if he's gonna show up or not.
Look, the hip hop side of me is risky, and the other shit is risk, just to kind of like throw a little something different out there.
Or to be like MF and everybody else.
Wear your names.
Yes, I like names.
Do you wear your hair a certain way when you're Risk versus Risky?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. So right now, this is Risky, and then Risk is like this.
I knew it. You that's what I was. What I was thinking.
Give us the Bangs God.
Hey, it's the Bangs God.
I see your vision.
I'm glad you
glorious.
do.
Me and Tony Bangs are gonna do a show, Bangs God versus the Bangs God. Well,
I'm not watching that.
And we're off to an amazing start.
Yeah, just like every show, off the fucking rails immediately. We are 4 minutes into this bitch and we're off the rails. All right. Well,
you're lucky I don't have any crickets.
Wait. Is his real is your producer name Risk for real?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Just remember who named you Risk. I always call you, I'll be like, Risk. Like that's me. I did that.
Yeah.
Midway Radio. Right now, it's me.
You heard it here.
Doe's looking for them royalties on that Sky record.
Royalties.
Right? Bro's got to pay the rent somehow.
Risk.
Let's go.
Yo, make sure you send me that address. Make sure you send me your address, Sean. I forgot it already.
Oh
yes. No, last night was pretty dope. Our the group, my project that I have, which is an electronic kind of like electronic rock trip hop vibe project with my friend Shannon, our guitarist Griffin. We got our kind of debut broke on Q101 last night,
nice.
Which was really cool. Like, first pretty quick since the single just dropped a couple days ago. Q101 picked it up, and yeah, it's pretty dope. It's getting commercial radio spin. So So it's fresh, and the intro is really dope. Like a DJ like James Van Osdale, who's a legendary DJ who was involved in breaking people like in the rock world, like Fall Out Boy and Kill Hannah and Liz Phair, Smashing Pumpkins, all those artists that he was involved in breaking. And then usually it's funny because we know so many people. All of us kind of know people, so you can send it to a DJ to play it or whatnot. But I didn't know this guy. It's a different world. And the song was picked up on, musical merit alone. So that was pretty fucking dope. Because, a lot of times we can use our connections, and that's how the industry works. You can use your connections to get a placement or get a hookup. And I didn't know shit. And I sent it. He fucking loved it. And he gave us a really dope intro. And he kind of nailed the vibe of what we were trying to do. He was like, it's a trip hop rock project, and he's like, it's all sorts of good, and then played it to however many hundreds of thousands of listeners. Was really dope look. So thank you guys to everybody who, like, in this immediate crew, who's helped out with like website work and who's fucking slept on the studio couch while I was working shit fucking with Ray, and then just fell asleep. And I was like, Sean, what do you think of this? And he's like,
Why are you gonna call him out like that, bro? Like,
no,
he
was there. No, Sean don't get credit because
pass some more of that trail mix, bro.
Yeah. You know why Sean gets credit? Because he's heard every fucking level of the demos. I would force it, so I'm not surprised if Sean never wants to hear it again because he's heard it as more times than anybody should. But yeah.
What's crazy is that hearing it at its levels, you would think that I don't want to listen to it anymore, but I definitely want to own a copy and listen to it without without hearing it in the van or without hearing it in the truck,
and without hearing what do you think of this?
Right, without hearing it with you,
without me talking,
enjoying it in what it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
So
it was dope, and that'll take our update status because we don't have any real updates for the film. We're still working on behind the scenes stuff going on right now. There are no major real updates currently. If I'm not correct, Ryan? Right?
No.
So we will now. I will shut the fuck up, and we will now move forward with our esteemed guest.
For the record, I don't believe that you're going to be quiet, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Before we get to Eldo, real quick, though, one thing that I did want to mention here for for the few people that are listening who might have missed it, shout out to Cap D for a promotion with the Warriors over the weekend. Out in your area there, Los.
Cap DZ.
Dude, he's been with the Warriors for 8 years now.
I did not when they said it. I was just like, really?
Yeah, that's kind of how I thought too. He is the chief legal officer, business and basketball, which means he manages matters related to the salary cap and luxury tax planning, and the human resources department, and key projects and initiatives on both the business and basketball sides of the organization. So,
yeah, brother, just keep rising to the top.
All right, true. Quick little message to Cap D. If you go to patreon.com/Midway Documentary, I know your ass got a fat ass raise, boy. Come on, son.
Speaking of documentaries and raising money, it had the campaign hasn't started yet, but I don't know if any of you guys have seen that Cypress Hill is about to start an Indiegogo campaign to raise money for their own documentary.
Oh wow! I would love to see that.
That's dope.
That's a lot of smoke.
Most of that budget is going to Cheetos and Doritos and shit.
Probably going to props. That's probably what it's going to.
So anyway, on to our guest.
Our guest, DJ Uncle L. Hey, real quick, how you know you're my uncle?
That's fucking great.
Did you do 23? Did you do 23? Did you 23 and me my ass over here? Like DJ?
I mean, it's in the face, right?
Well, I know. I felt like I was looking in the mirror.
Right?
You are handsome.
Oh, this is prime Gomez going on right here.
I didn't get no sleep last night, so y'all hands are full this week.
Oh,
so talk to me. How'd that name come about?
Man, so I don't know my name, the name my mama gave me. I'm not gonna tell y'all. It starts with an L, and I had a homie. Actually, this shit like ties into the Sean Doe. We were talking about this the other day. The mixtape he did with the Duro beats. One of the homies that's on that tape gave me that name. Just on some like, we were old school hip hop heads, and LL, he's always, the Uncle L, Future of the Funk. And my guy Tony Green, aka paraplegic MC, I would go to his crib, and as soon as I walk in the door, he's like, "Yo, Uncle L in the building." And it just stuck, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it happens, yeah.
A genuine nickname, and R.I.P. to the homie. He passed away a couple years ago, and that was like a mentor to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he had been rhyming since he was a shorty. He was like probably like 12 or some shit, and so when he was coming up with in the rap scene in Chicago and doing showcases, and I was there, you know what I'm saying? He was taking me to all that, so I got an eye full of all that business. But yeah, it was definitely missed.
Word up.
Yo, how'd you bump into the one and only DJ Sean Doe?
Man, I still don't know.
You know what? It's crazy because, so I know from your history, like you're not just a DJ. Like you started out rapping, right?
Right. I mean, so yes and no. Like I started out rapping, but at the same time,
you were connected. I'm not saying you were. Were you scam artists or were you connected?
No, that was all verbal.
Yeah, but you were always around because I remember being around. I would DJ for them every once in a while. I just remember, but we knew each other then. But I remember you always being around.
Yeah, I mean, like I was in a crew with Verbal. We had a group called Manifest Destiny.
Absolutely.
Me, Verbal, and my other homie Scientific, another like lifelong friend. I known that dude since like 3rd grade or some shit. And and then Verb linked up with Prime and Pugs. It was just like we were all young rapping ass rappers, and just like the type of dude, everywhere you go you gotta spit some bars. That was us, you know what I'm saying? Yo, check this out, man. You at a party, everybody's dancing, it's women and shit. Yo, I got bars. Man, shut the fuck up and
Tell me a story about the wackest bars you've ever heard. Like someone went to spit and all they got was crickets.
Man, it seems like the people that spit the wackest shit, somehow they still get love. You know what I'm saying? Like people like, oh, he's doing it. And it's like, nah, that shit's whack.
Bitch, where?
So, I mean, I haven't seen it happen where somebody just like fell absolutely flat, in front of a crowd. I mean, I've been in some battles like that back when motherfuckers used to have to actually freestyle over a beat in a MC battle.
Back in the like almost Rancho Luna days and stuff like that.
Ooh, yeah, Rancho Luna. Before that, there was battles at this spot, Planet Mars.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it would just be super grimy, like you really had to come off the top. And
all city battles at Furama and stuff.
All city at the Rainbow.
Yeah.
Then me and Verb were in that one. Or all city battle at the Royale.
The Royale, yep, that's it.
But and everybody can't freestyle, you know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
Very few can
freestyle. But at that time, it was like the proving ground. You had to them big ass ciphers at Navy Pier, where cats was getting eaten alive. It was like a circle of piranhas.
I mean, people were literally getting pissed on.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh hell!
We won't talk about that, but that happened.
Yeah, let's.
People trying to run for office. Right?
Yeah.
Don't forget, keep they rep clean, But yeah, you would go and people knew you could write, and you get thrown in these ciphers too, and it was no joke. So I've seen some cats try to keep up with the off the top shit, and they ain't got it.
No, yeah.
You get kind of like they let you get a couple bars in, and then it's kind of like, all right, next, like,
and then they pee on you.
Then you get peed on. That's
there was a battle, and I don't remember where it was at. I want to say maybe House of Blues, and I know like all Macro was there. I mean, everybody. It was a who's who of that indie era Chicago hip hop, and I remember Robust entered, and he lost like early. And then he went downstairs and re-entered as Bust Row, and got up, and nobody saw or noticed.
That was at Planet Mars, and yeah, he like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm not robust."
Who's that? I don't know. I'm Bust Row.
He must have left. Like.
So how long did you MC for?
Man, so from that time, like mid 90s, like I was rapping, and that was like my main focus. But at the same time, I just kept like collecting all these records, like with instrumentals on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so 12-inch singles, and we just wanted the beats to rhyme on for shows, like, because we didn't have beats really, and we didn't want to pay people for beats because we were broke. We were rappers. Rappers are broke. They front like they got money, but so we had these records, and so all my homies were DJs at the time. So I would, anytime I'm at a friend's crib where they got turntables, I got an opportunity. I'm trying to learn how to blend and watching them and like having people show me stuff. So I was always DJing at the same time, practicing, learning. And then the same with beats, because we got tired of not having beats. So me and Scientific he had got an MPC 2000 XL and a SP 808, and I had a couple of like Boss drum machines, like the DR5, DR660, and I had an SP 202. So we just made all that like work.
Yeah, the studio.
Some kind of way, and I didn't have that much confidence in the beats like I do today, right? Like, I was like, all right, I'm making stuff, and
you gotta grow.
Yeah, it'd be like you say you make 5 to 10 beats, and like one of them is like usable for a song, right?
Sure.
So that was the process for a long time, but I was always like continuing to rap until I got bored with it, because I started feeling like I'm not like some gangsta ass nigga out, fucking whooping ass and slanging and all this shit.
People wanted to hear you didn't feel you was necessarily wanted to spit because you didn't feel it was you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rap about going to the grocery store. spending my whole paycheck.
So is that when you decided to become a DJ, or was it?
You know what? It wasn't like necessarily like a conscious decision. Like it was just doing like I'm a hip hop head. I mean, there was times in high school I used to write graffiti. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. What'd you write?
Too many names.
Okay.
Like I kept.
Was you with a crew?
Well, we had this crew called SRS, and supposedly like it was like associated with TCK.
Okay.
But I still never really like at the time I wasn't like meeting people from TCK, so I was like, well, how? But let's roll with it. It was the homies, but I was like too paranoid to be a writer. Like we'd be on the trains, and you know we like after school, you know what I'm saying, go get on the train, just ride the lines and try to like pull insides and shit. And you will like pull out a marker or a mean streak or whatever, and then look around and be like, that dude at the end. That's 5-0. That's 5-0. It's like some regular ass dude. You don't know you, man.
Yeah, there definitely has to be a certain level of not giving a fuck to be a writer.
Yeah, it does.
You have to have a certain gene in you, or not in you, I should say. You know, like a zero fucks given moment.
I think what's important to a writer is your name being up at all times. Mm-hmm. So it does not matter who the fuck is looking. Like I just want to get this style off right quick and bounce. So
but
like Logic is out the door when you just want to get up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm too shook though. Like I got anxiety. I figured it out now, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like trying to find the right like CBD concentrate. Try to calm.
You know I got bad guts.
Can't be no writer. Well, I got chased from a rooftop once. That's all it took. I tell you,
you're like, this is dangerous. Somebody could fall. I mean, shit. I almost tripped.
Yeah.
I
was like, pass me the records.
You know, it takes a certain level of balls, though, to even want to be a master of any of the elements, and not to mention just being an MC, trying graffiti, and then becoming not just a DJ, but you've built the name for yourself. And we're talking in a city where there's a lot of DJs, but as a DJ from our community, you have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Still amongst us.
Yeah, Chicago's like home of the dope DJ. Like, you know, you go elsewhere, you hear somebody play, and it's like, aight, you know what I'm saying? But like, you don't get it like you get it at home. What's going on, man?
That's that new beat. That's that new beat.
Is that coming from Ryan's the violent streets of the north side of Chicago?
No.
Hey, people think the north side is sweet, man.
Actually, no, let me check that. I'm sorry. You're right, not the north side. The violent streets of Andersonville.
Oh.
Why don't you put his address out there for everyone to come visit?
Got it. Everyone knows Ryan.
Dang, Risk.
The mean streets.
He got to pay you every time you use that name, right?
Oh, yeah. You got a cha-ching sound over there, Los?
Not yet.
No, but no, it's dope. And one thing about you is you are. One thing that I appreciate about you is you are a open format DJ in the sense that, you know, obviously you play what you like and things like that, but you know how to play to a room that you need to play to, and you can do it dope.
Thank you. I mean,
you know, like,
here's the huge thing about L. Like, I remember when he first started DJing, right? And I'm like, yo, bro can DJ, but he hasn't found himself yet. Like he hasn't found himself yet. So I watched him grow, and luckily I was able to hear the dopeness before it became super dope, and we just built and built and built. And one day I was just like, this motherfucker is fresh as shit. Like, I would go out to listen. Like, I don't go out to listen to a lot of DJs. Like, there are some DJs.
Go listen to get some ideas from Al, right?
Yeah, I'm not going out to listen to Risk. I'm not going out to listen to Risk. Like, no, I'm not. L.
Would you go see Risky though?
But
we did together too much.
L, I have to go listen to him, man, because if I don't go listen to him, I just be like, it's a lot of stuff that he brings.
Be an asshole.
It's a lot of stuff that he brings to DJing now, just a certain sound that I truly appreciate, man. And from where you've come to where you are now, like, you shit on a lot of cats that's been in the game for 20 years, bro. Like, on the real. So let me give you those props now on our podcast. And
yeah, a lot of these guys won't fucking adapt, man. And it's like, and
yeah, it wasn't like you just came in like, oh, push button, blah blah blah. Like, yo, you.
Nah, hey, like when I say I've been playing records, like, I think I got like my first like gig super prematurely, like 97 or 98.
Nice.
At Northeastern, there was the Black Caucus and the Black Student Union, and they was having a black ass party.
Nice. I love those.
And it was like, I think
they needed a black ass DJ, so they hired you.
I think they had somebody else at first, and they
was it Daryl?
Nah, it fell through, and
terrible.
And they was like, "L, you a DJ, right?" They used to call me Coop. My last name Cooper. And I say, "Hey, Coop, you DJ the party, right?" I'm like, I was like, "Look, this is what I have, right? I got
I've got this crate of records, so be prepared for this going down."
I was like, I got a bunch of super underground hip hop shit, like not like
I got this Craig Mack.
Nah, not even like super underground, like Rockies.
I got this new Pugsley Adams.
Yeah,
no, I mean, you'd be like, yeah, man, if you guys are down for like some Lewis Logic and some Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah, real talk. That's the type of shit I had, and I was trying to like explain, like, hey, you know, this. I mean, if you're really trying to get it cracking,
nah, that's WV.
This ain't the move, fam. But it was like a desperate situation. So I even called one of my homies, this cat, he used to go by Fax, like Faks, but he was our go-to DJ like in high school, because he used to DJ for me and Verbal, like when we do shows. So we're like, all right, you that dude, you know somebody with turntables, and you're like, yeah, this will do. So I'm like, come assist me. But he was just as underground as I was. So like it just didn't work out. But I learned from that. That was like the first time I was like, okay, you out of your element, you know. Even today, I think like what you were saying, Rashawn, like what makes me dope would be like if I'm in my most comfortable, you know, state. Like when Push Beats, when we were doing door number 3 at Push Beats, and I could just get off like however, like just get comfortable, man. You know, stretch your legs. Like I hate a spot where you gotta worry about who's there and oh, you can't play this because it's these type of people, and you know, fuck that shit, man.
Yeah, so it's crazy because when I listen to you DJ, a lot of times, like when you play comfortable, you still seem to play for the people that's there, even if they're not there for that shit. Like you seem to like either pick a remix that people, and that's the one thing that I do know. Like since I've like from high school and into college, like my biggest thing was, okay, cool. If I can't give you what you want, I can give you half of what you want. if you can meet me halfway, you're probably gonna like it. So about you play these remixes that people don't know what the beat is, but they might know what the acapella is. Right. Or there's a sample that's common, but the beat is murderous, and they like, oh, I know that sample. It's not the song that I'm used to, but I know the sample, so I keep jamming.
And then I look for stuff like that, like, you know, that it gives you that familiarity, but at the same time, it's a new twist on it, but it got to be dope. That's the main thing. Like, it's got to, like, I only play what I'm feeling, you know, and I don't know if that's like it could be a hindrance at times, you know, because, like, then you're not giving the people, like, what they want. But, like, so I try to find that balance in between, you know?
Yeah.
Sure. So it depends on where you're at and what you need to do.
Right.
Honestly, man, like, sometimes you can play a place and you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to do what I want to do. Sometimes it's like, fuck, and the reality of it is if you are a DJ for a living, sometimes it's got to be like, yo, I need to make money. I need to make this fucking crowd rock. You know, I've had moments where I've had this fucking party and it's all fucking girls and it's cracking and everybody's dancing. This dude will come up and be like, and he'll ask me for the most bizarre, like, underground hip hop record. Like, it'll be like, or not even super bizarre. He'll be like, it's like I'm playing like Biggie and all these classic like floor fillers, right? And the place is going crazy. And the guy will be like, hey man, if you was real hip hop, you play Atmosphere right now.
Right.
I'm like,
damn.
Well, I mean,
I like how he called you out too. If you was real hip hop,
right.
Yeah, and I'm like,
right now.
Fuck, you know what's real, man? My fucking check is real. I'm sorry.
Like,
you coming back here next month? That's real. Or you get the people. I mean, I don't know, requests. People will say, "Hey, do you take requests?" I got the DJ's or not jukeboxes sticker on my laptop.
Sure.
And people, that's the first thing. That's the first thing they'll acknowledge that. They'll be like, "Oh, I see you got this sticker on your laptop. That's cool."
But I'm still gonna ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I hope
and can you play it off of my phone?
Yeah, that's the other thing. like, no, I don't have that. Oh, well, I have it right here. Can you?
Right, put it all.
Here
doesn't work like that.
Here's a technique I do. If they've got a really fucking shitty song, I'll tell them, I will play your song. Absolutely, we'll rock it. It'll be 100%, and they'll be like, "Oh, cool. Do you want to tip?" I'm like, "No. What I want you to do is put a fucking $100 bill on this fucking bar. If I play this song for you and destroy my dance floor, I know that I'm getting paid because I'm taking that fucking $100 and putting it in my pocket." And they're like, "We'll see who fucking got balls for that request," because they'll know. Well, yeah, it's probably gonna kill the floor. They'll think about it then. They'll be like, "Yeah. Maybe we're not going to do that."
Yeah, that's better than my line.
Has anybody has anybody contemplated that and then still giving you the $100? Like, fuck it.
Right. How many times have you?
Yeah, absolutely, Brett.
How many people just threw the $100 at you?
With Brett said, you need to show him to me so I can get that money too.
Yo, I'll be playing like Brett will come up to me and I'll be playing like house music and Brett will go Mobb Deep right now, and I go, "Brett, you know the deal," and he'll give me $100 and I'll go, "Okay."
Show me what Brett look like.
We'll go into Quiet Storm immediately, and everybody in the crowd will be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like,
dancing with my $100.
Introduce us all to this Brett.
This could be us.
The coldest shit I ever heard anybody say. I was DJing a party. It was like a college graduation party that SP1 put me on to. And he's like, "Yeah, just meet me at my crib. Come do this party with me. I'm driving, everything. You good?" I'm like, "Cool, gotcha." This dude came up. We had just set up, getting it going. Everybody having a good time. It's always when everything is straight, right?
It's when the party's really pumping that they want to fuck with you.
Right. This dude comes up. He's like, "Yo, you got, I don't know, some bullshit." And SP, best response ever, was like, nah, I don't. Do you have it? And the dude was kind of like stuck for a second. He was like, you know what? Yeah, I do. He was like, all right, cool. Go to your car. Put it on real quick. You know, make sure you get your, like, get a good listen. You know, come back. Have
a good one. Come back and enjoy the party.
Yeah. Big ups SP. In a clutch.
Awesome. I started using that. Like when I was doing Simone with Pickle for a while, and I started doing that, and you know, it almost got me in a couple fights.
Yeah, it probably didn't come off the way he did when he did it. Like it takes a special person to be able to smile at you and tell you.
How is the Simone's crowd? Are they needy? Are they needy?
Yeah, you know what? It's cool because you're up in that like cage.
In the group, yeah.
You're up behind a fence, you know. So they have to like walk up a set of stairs and then come tap you on the back. You know, it's a whole.
You really want it.
So okay, so for the three DJs here, what's worse, when somebody just pops up out of nowhere and says, "Yo, hey, play this song," or somebody that you can see making that long trek up to you, and you're like, "Here we fucking go."
Well, when you see them coming, you're prepared, right? You're like, "Oh, here come another one of these motherfuckers." Like usually. At a place like Simone's, I have like homies up there with me, you know, like at least
they had to get through them, yeah.
and usually somebody will, step in front and be like, "Hey, what do you need?" You know, so they ask them for the request and they say, "Oh yeah, we'll get to that, sure." You know, a lot of times I like to ask people, "Hey, how long you been here?" You know, like, did you just get here or are you gonna be here for a while? Because I'm here till 2. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Let me do my thing. I'm gonna probably get around to what you just asked for, but not right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I love when they're like, "Oh, but I'm leaving now." Well, then what the fuck am I gonna play it for you?
Right.
Listen to that shit in the car.
That's the worst.
That's you get those people like, "Oh, I'm leaving. I'm taking everybody with me." It's like, you don't know.
Hey, so me and Sean Doe, we do our, you know, and you've been there, Al. You see the kind of night we do, that kind of throwback night, right? The 80s. Right. The best is when it's either me or Doe. If Doe's spinning, then I'm on the stage, or the other way around. And you get these kids or whatever, these girls will come up and be like, they clearly see the last half hour of what you're doing and the music they're doing. And they're dancing and having a good time. And they're like, all of a sudden, they're like, you know what? I'm through with the throwbacks. Hey, can you play some Gucci now? John's like, Whitney Houston coming right up.
Yeah, man.
New Edition. Yeah, oh, we love New Edition. No, I said Gucci. Yeah, Bobby Brown was great. We got him coming right up.
Yeah, same thing. The worst, I do First Friday at Easy Inn, and not only are you in a box, like the booth, you're behind this frame of
the picture frame.
So they remove the painting, you know, when you're all set up. And you're in the middle of the frame, which is dope. It looks great from the outside, but like I feel like caged most of the time.
Yeah.
And what makes it worse is the bathroom is like right next to the booth, so that's the bathroom line. So I think people get like they're just standing there waiting, so they feel like they need to come talk to you and ask questions. And like I will test them though, like because people, like I said, they see the sticker and they well, do you take requests though? And I'm like, that depends. Like reasonable ones. Like you hear what I'm playing, so what do you? I say, what you got? What, you know, humor me. So if they say something that either I'm not trying to play or I genuinely don't have, like I just be like, I don't have that, and I know they on bullshit when they step back and they go, what about like wheels are turning, you're trying to think of something else.
Or they start looking through their phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, so what are you saying? You're saying you don't, like, I can understand if you have a request that you really want to hear and you want to try to get to hear it, but if you start searching through your phone, that means you're literally just
trying to have some control over the situation of what's going on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My normal response is I don't go to Taco Bell and tell you how to make tacos. So you don't come to my job and tell me how to DJ. Well, I don't go to McDonald's and tell you how to flip burgers. So,
well, you say I don't go to your job kicking dicks out your mouth. You know,
right. Right.
But I do go to McDonald's and throw fucking pop.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, savage.
He has the worst anger for people who are behind. This is not good. So, L, hey, so you also do production, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So did that come from DJing?
No, it came from rapping. So.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we went. We weren't really like into buying beats. At the time, again, we were
came out of necessity.
Yeah, young, broke, and just trying to like do mainly not even like a money thing, but like we wanted to have our own everything, like the sound, and just be like, yeah, this is all self-contained. So that's where it came from, just trying to craft a sound. But then once verbal started like doing a lot more solo stuff, and then the scam artist stuff popped off. Mole Man, he was on I think it was the Ritual of the Mole.
Okay, yeah.
He had a Memo beat on there, and that was dope. And Memo always told me he wanted to do something like work with me. I don't know. I feel like people will like have it in their mind, like, oh yeah, I want to work with you, and then it just like falls off.
You should have made sure that happened, because Memo's
cold. Man,
that dude got beats. Jesus Christ.
I've been seeing. I like what Panic's been doing with the floppies and shit.
Yeah.
Man, he played "It's Okay" on the MPC the other day.
Yeah, big ups Panic. Yeah. We're gonna have him on Midway Radio real soon too. So,
but yeah, I make beats that like at first I just thought like this shit's too weird. Like nobody wants to hear the beats that I have, right? This was like late 2000. Late 90. Like 99, 2000, early whatever. And so I was just kind of like super low key, like just the homies was hearing these beats, and then I met this dude, Larry Pickett. This crew called We Excel, and they did a lot of beats on like that Necrobats project.
Sure.
Always.
Yeah.
So it was Larry Pickett and Rob Gaona, and I learned a lot just from being around them. So they started doing all my production, and like I had put out like this solo project called The Art of Falling, and it was all beats from Larry Pickett, and we used to call Rob Young Rob because he was like younger than everybody else, and Young was cool at the time. Before Young made his triumphant comeback,
as Lil.
Right.
I wonder who's Lil Young.
Right.
Yeah, there's one.
Lil Young.
I was gonna change my name to Young Old Man. But
whoever talked you out of that, thank you.
I do it, son. But yes, I met those dudes, and I was like, oh, I don't need to make beats anymore. So I would do like remixes here and there of like I did this. It was a song I had with Verbal called "I Hate You," and I did one version of it. Larry Pickett did the other, and but again, I felt like my beat still wasn't ready. I don't even know when they got to be like acceptable.
I mean, it's crazy because you belong to a crew called Push Beats, right?
Yeah, and again, the saying "still sharp and still." When I linked with Push, that's when I really started like progressing, especially like with using Ableton Live. I think really around the time that I started coming around Push Beats, that was when I started using Ableton. So it's been about 8 years. But that was it. Just like being around those. My thing is, I'm an observer first. Like, you know, I could watch what you do and take all the positive. I mean, even growing up, I got an older brother that's 8 years older than me, and just I would watch, like, you know, if he was fucking up. You know, like,
oh shit, that motherfucker slipped over there. I ain't going over there.
Right, exactly.
1,000%. That's I agree with you, man. My brother's mistakes were a huge lesson for me.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I link with Push, and we used to really back then more so be about like having meetups where we're exchanging ideas and techniques and things. So, I mean, I think that made a lot of the core members of the, you know, early on better. The funny thing, I used to work with Coast like in 03 or 04 at Barney's, New York, doing like stock and shit. And we would talk about music. And I'm talking about Coast Beats from Push Beats. We talk about music, but like not about each other's music. So it's like I knew he kind of like was doing something, but I didn't know what. I never heard it, whatever. So, you know, you don't hear somebody is just like, yeah, whatever. My cousin make beats, like, but we kind of kept in touch, and then like some years later, like around like 09, I peeped his MySpace. It took me like 6 years to actually to check this dude out, you know. But I peeped his MySpace, and he had a beat. I was like, I need this. He was like, cool. I took the beat, wrote a verse, wrote a song to it, recorded it within a week. So like, boom, work together. And then like a year later, he's like, well, we're doing this thing, Push Beats. You should just come through. I know you've been kind of fucking with beats and woo woo. So like, that's how I started. When at Locale, it was like Tuesday nights at Locale. So then, you know, from there, I just kind of like would be there every week. And then next thing you know,
collective.
They're like, yeah, L's, you know, he's been here since day one. But like, it was 2 years later, it was like, you official. You know what I'm saying?
How long has Push Beats been running?
Since 2010.
So yeah, wow.
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
So you've been like, what projects have you been working on recently?
So recently, like right now, I got a call to do Fresh Roasted, the live beat making battle hosted by King Hippo. The format is like, you know, you got 3 producers set up on the stage at the Whistler, and then behind you is the DJ booth, the DJ setup, 212s, mixer, and you got 2 record collectors presenting, I think 2 records, 2 songs each, for the producers to sample. You get 90 minutes to make a beat, and you present that beat or multiple beats. You get 2 minutes or so to play whatever you made in that 90 minutes. And the crowd judges see who won. I was psyched because a couple people that was supposed to do it canceled last minute, and the presenters, the record collectors were King Hippo and Albums.
Wow.
Edits. And so I'm like, oh, that's what's up. You know, I'm excited to see what Al brings. And shit was dope. The samples were sick, right? They playing the shit, and I'm like, yeah, I already know what I'm about to do with this, right? But the whole time you're up there creating for the 90 minutes, Hippo and Albums are DJing behind you. So that's what's coming through the monitors on stage, full blast. So that's part of the challenge, right? So,
that you have to make fresh beats while these fresh sounds is coming on, and you trying not to pay no attention to Al and Hippo.
Yeah, so I wind up sitting right next to the monitor, and this is how I found out my headphones are kind of like going out on me. So I'm making the beat. Like, I found like this dope drum break in one of the records dude played, and so I'm looping that, freaking it, And that was all I could hear though was those drums, right? I was like, I know everybody watching was like, yo, this cat's getting it in up there. I was like zoning, right? Like head nod, like banging the pads, right? But I couldn't, but beyond the drums, I couldn't hear anything else. Like I'm trying to like stop this melody. I'm like, is this on beat? Like, I don't know what's happening. So what I did, of course I lost, right?
Of course.
But what I did though, I told Hippo, like, I'm like, hey, these samples are so cold, I'm gonna take them home. I'm gonna make a whole beat tape off of this shit. And that's what I did. I made one beat from each song that they presented. So it's 4 beats, you know. And I sent the first one to King Hippo the other day, and he was like, "Yo, this is amazing." So I know I was on the right track. Mm-hmm. So that's when I decided I'm gonna put this out as a little EP on Bandcamp or something. They're supposed to put the first song on the Whistlers Bandcamp. So that's like super recent. The latest.
Yeah. Congrats for sure.
Also, I have this here.
Yes, please.
So I linked up with an amazing vocalist by the name of A. Billy Free, and we created this album called Conjure. So together, we go under the name Black Magic, spelled BLKMGC.
You guys should do that party that you did a few years ago.
What party?
The Black Party.
Oh, that black ass.
Starring Black Magic.
Right. That's the Black Magic Black ass party. So yeah.
That's gonna happen for real. On the real.
Well, I've been saying I want to get I'm gonna rent a bounce house, right? The bouncy. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna get Nick Castle, who goes by Bounce Castle.
Bounce Castle, yep.
And Mike Handler, who goes by Bounce Handler. And we gonna throw a bounce party. It's gonna be the bounce.
Oh, hell no.
if you could only have a stable surface in a bounce castle where you could have turntables set up, then it'd really go down. But
right. Marketing genius.
That would be hilarious.
And then would you play Bounce by
more Bounce.
New Orleans bounce, like
just New Orleans bounce music. While bouncing a basketball.
Big Frida, yeah.
In the bounce house.
We get Big Frida the host. That's what's gonna happen.
All right, back to this Black Magic.
Back to Black Magic.
Yeah, so think about Black Magic. I'm intrigued. I'd love to hear about this. Let's get on this.
See, I mean, if you know Sean Doe, you should already have heard about this. But
I have, and I want to hear about a little bit about how this came together.
So I've been knowing A. Billy Free for like 10 years now, and so we met through like a bunch of mutual friends here in Chicago. And I knew back then, like, you know, she was in a band called the Bee's Knees, like BEES KNEES.
Yeah,
I thought it was clever. All right, whatever.
It is.
But
that name's the Cat's Pajamas.
Well, that's fucking terrible.
That's the same. That's the same time frame. These Cat's Pajamas.
I was
your history homework, son.
I was trying to keep a straight face, not laugh at all.
You don't know until you throw it out there. And then when it bombs, and then it bombs, and then you just move on.
That's what you call a dad joke. That was a good thing. But he just fucked me up with that. No, so we played the show. This is how we met. We played the show together at Buddha Lounge.
Okay.
So I was rapping. And the Bee's Knees was performing. I think Itch 13, or formerly known as Itch 13, now is Justin Raymond. He got all serious on us. Mm-hmm. Justin hooked that up, and then it turned out me and Billy had like mad mutual friends, and then we was like hanging out and shit. And so when she moved to New Mexico. We still kept in touch, you know, always talk about like music and projects and things. And then I think it was 2015, she was coming out here for like, I don't know, to visit family or something. And she was like, yo, could you hook up a show? And I'm like, hell yeah. So I think we did North Bar. And it was me, her, this dude, Alex Blocker, and Stepchild. And you know, that weekend, I was like, hey, you definitely got to come by the crib and hear some beats. Because we thought maybe we'd do like 1 or 2 songs. But I think I played her like 4 beats that day that she came through. And she took those with, and then she started sending me songs like within like a couple months. And I'm like, yo, this shit cold. Like everything she would send back. You know how like, you know, normally people go back and forth and there's edits and changes and you're like, I don't like this, you know, maybe you should try. Nah, there was none of that. I didn't have to change any of the beats. She didn't have to change any of the vocals. She wound up re-recording it once.
Which is good chemistry.
Yeah, and then I added a couple more beats, and that's how we had, this is like 7 songs. It's like 22 minutes.
Oh, that's perfect. I don't think anything should run over 30 minutes ever again.
It's like right now, I mean, everybody, short attention span everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to sit in this interview no more. It's over.
Huh? Huh?
He got it. But yeah, so it was just coming along perfectly, and to be able to do something like that, long distance, like she recorded the first time she recorded it herself. Then she went into the studio with an engineer and did it over. And that was tough for me because I kind of fell in love with the first, like the rawness of that first version.
Sure.
But yeah, it was definitely a good call, like going back in and getting a better mix.
I went through a similar thing with our project because Shanna, the singer for our project, she's in Los Angeles. So I would send her the track. She would send me the vocal melody back. We'd get together and we'd write the song. And then, but the difference is I'd fly her out, or she'd fly out.
Right. I already know you was on some Dr. Dre shit, dog. Like, you talking about you was bringing people into the studio, you know what I'm saying? Like playing keys and guitars and shit.
Yeah, no, we brought a lot. I brought a lot of musicians, and yeah.
This was a risky Quincy Risky Jones.
Give me risk.
Risk.
Risky Jones. That's what.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's similar. It's tough going through, and I completely relate to you on like. You have to know what's kind of better for the project because sometimes you'll hear it and you're like, man, it sounds great. And then even though it's better, it'll take you a minute to adapt to why it's better because you're so used to hearing it a certain way.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the sound of this album? Like, what's the sound?
So I have a hard time describing it myself, you know?
That's a good thing.
Because it's just different elements, you know, of musically, beat wise, different elements of me. Really, it came from, there was a lot of beats that I was making around that time that she came through, of course. Like nothing on here, like none of these beats were old, you know what I'm saying? It was just like stuff that was being created, you know, that spring 2015 or whatever. And so it's just like where I was at the, you know, at the moment. And I was actually, I had a roommate. I was sharing an apartment with Seb Severe, who was also part of Push Beats. And there was so much inspiration in the crib. Because he'd be like in his room, like making craziness, like fire. And, you know, I hear that and be like, man, I got to get to work, right? So that was happening. You know, it's weird, dude. Like I had people be like, "Oh, you got that R&B album out," and I'm like, What? Where? But then people like quick to call it that because there's a female vocal, you know.
Sure, you mean fuck? She could be doing fucking rock vocals. I mean, people just want to assume that it's going to be R&B.
Yeah, it's
racist.
Fucking Carlo.
I mean, it's just it's influence from like hip hop, jazz,
sure,
you know, soul. Like, there's very little sampling on here.
Awesome.
I made most of these beats at 6 a.m. coming off with like a night shift at my, you know, the job I was working at.
Yeah.
Where I was just one of the beats, actually the beat to Hacker Step, which is a lot of people's favorite joint on here. That beat was originally called like What Is Sleep? Because I would come in, like, I think I was getting off work at like 6 a.m. and I would get home by like 7, and I would just like open up Ableton and work until I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Yeah.
Go to sleep, wake up, do the same shit over. So like, I guess, you know, that's when you have your best work. You're fucking dead ass tired.
That's dope that you say that it doesn't have a lot of samples too, because it's weird. It's working on a project coming from a hip hop world. You have such a love for the art of sampling and for sampling and all that, but now we live in a crazy climate where it's like, man, you hear something that's such a dope sample, but you're afraid to invest your time in it if you're serious about it. Because for me, that was one of my biggest decisions, because I wanted to make a trip hop influenced album. The problem here is trip hop is all sample based. They'll put live instruments over it, but all the drums and most of the samples are typically sample based. I was afraid to do that because I didn't want to spend all this time and effort on a project, put it on YouTube, and then YouTube flags it. Not even a fucking studio exec recognizes a sample, but like YouTube flags a sample, and then you're fucked, because if you can't get it on YouTube, no one's going to hear your shit. And that's the kind of climate we live in now, where these programs and algorithms catch everything. So it's really a detriment. Plus, the reality of it is you really can't make any money anymore because you can't monetize shit if there's samples in it now. So yeah, but I love that it's tough when you come from hip hop and you really want to use it or do something. But that being said, I really love and respect that you're able to create something using very limited samples.
Yeah, and even, you know, like when I do sample, I try. It's not even like a thing I try to do anymore. It's like I chop, like, in a way, like I'm not just like looping.
Yeah, you're chopping the fuck out of shit.
Yeah. So, you know, I try to like take parts of songs and just reuse it like another instrument, you know?
Sure. And that's the crazy thing too, man. It's coming up. I love loops. Like, you listen to a lot of like early fucking Primo stuff and even a lot of Dr. Dre stuff, and they weren't even really chopping too much. They were using a lot of 6 or 8 loop, 8-bar loops. They were using fucking deep loops, and you were like, because it would give you the groove of the song that was sampling. It would give you that full groove, and that's what was dope about it. Like, people, like, I like chops. I love chops if they're done right. But man, sometimes like that 80s and early 90s hip hop that was all fucking just deep loops. That's what was so dope about it, because it really let you get in that groove. And now those days are long gone.
It wasn't even just finding the one loop and like using that whole thing. That was almost every song combined elements from 2, 3, 4 songs to make one dope song.
Yeah,
and now it's just finding that one loop and go, and then you go with it. Like, nobody's finding what horns from this record can go with the bass line from this record that goes with the groove of this record, and put it all together.
Was the master of fucking layering multiple samples, like, big time. And again, I know everybody yells at me about the J.
Don't say it.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying, we hear that like, you probably said it about 10 shows.
Everyone fucking knows it by now. I fucking love Dilla. I love and respect Jay Dilla. I knew the guy. I met him. I've hung out with him several times. That being said, I will go to my grave saying that Q-Tip is a better producer for me.
Yeah, but the thing about Dilla is that he created a subgenre of music by himself.
I'm not saying he didn't.
Q-Tip didn't do that, but Q-Tip is I think everybody knows that the reason why Dilla was doing anything was partially because of Q-Tip. That's the reason why he was in Noma. Like, come on. I'm just saying.
Me and this guy are gonna go at it. So
Fight.
We're gonna argue.
I'm tired of this.
Is this even an argument? I mean, I feel like y'all both got points, valid points.
Yeah, and I like, and here's the thing. This is me. It's again, end of the day, it's subjective. I prefer. If Dilla was alive, I'd be like, you're dope, almost as dope as Q-Tip.
2 DJs enter, 1 DJ leaves. Fight,
Master Blaster.
You know what? I'm gonna catch this motherfucker at my black ass party. We gonna see what you say then.
Hey, give his name. Say his name. Q-Tip. Q-Tip. All right, Al, you settle this fucking dispute up. What's your opinion? All right, let's hear it.
No, I was just
do it. Don't fall for it.
Wait.
Fall for it, L.
Hold on. I was still,
choose a side now.
I was still talking about the samples and the looping.
Exactly.
It was. You see how I just diffused the situation.
Yep.
So to go back to that, I always found it funny that you fall in love with like the hip hop song that's just like whatever record looped up and the motherfucker rapping over it. Maybe they throw some dope drums, but you find the original and you put it on and it's like whoever made, produced the beat, they just took like that first 6 seconds of the original record. Like you put it on, you drop the needle right on
to the record.
Right. Then you listen to the record and there's like hella other shit they could have sampled, right? Like that's the shit that tripped me out.
Oh yeah. That's there's tons of those classic records that were hit that there's gems for another 3 minutes and they just never bothered, And then you got dudes that you'd hear an album like you listen to like 36 Chambers, and when I listen to 36 Chambers, most of all the fucking samples, and I have my own like way this was made in my own head, my mind's eye, I have my own kind of like story on how it went. Or my own theory. I feel like RZA just went and grabbed like his dad's Stax crate, right? Like, all right, I ain't got my own records. I'm gonna grab my dad's fucking crate of fucking Stax records because I feel like 36 Chambers is all Memphis. It's almost completely all Memphis and Chicago. But ultimately, if I'm not correct, like I think wasn't Seal Johnson on Stax, so it's ultimately like still.
But that's what a lot of them were back in the day, though. That's why certain producers had their sounds back in that era because they were digging through their parents' collections and stuff that their parents were listening to when they were growing up. So that.
Well, I mean, some people and they liked a certain sound, so they wanted to continue using that band. There were some producers that I would say that were advanced enough to know that I want to use this drummer and I want these horns, and I'm just going to go back to another record and build off of this label.
And I hear in the case of RZA, he was still really new to, beat making and like really learning. So that's how his shit just came out so raw.
I think the jury's out, especially after that video we saw like a couple years ago. I think the jury's out. RZA ever did much of any of that, man, which I'm not mad at anyway. Like ultimately, if you're still a producer, if you put everything together and made everything happen and the vision came from your brain, whether you push the buttons on the fucking MPC, but you ultimately said, use this sample, do this. Even if you didn't do that, I'm not mad at it. But I still have my doubts that motherfucker ever produced a fucking thing. I seen that one video of him making a beat. I'm like,
yeah,
terrible.
That shit was whack as hell.
I mean, he was like, man, this is dope. I'm like, Are those? Did you have an ear transplant? Are those the same ears that made 36 Chambers?
Horrible.
Nah, they paid him. They paid him more to say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to see selling the machine.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That wasn't a good way to sell it, though.
Hey, you too can make whack ass beats. Like, what?
Jesus Christ.
Even RZA though admitted that it wasn't until working on Gravediggers with Prince Paul that he really learned how to produce.
Right, because he had a producer.
Right.
Because Prince Paul is Jesus Christ.
Yeah, great.
So where can people pick up this Black Magic?
Man, it's still on the Machine Wash Bandcamp, Machine Wash Music. So, and the way this shit linked up on Machine Wash, I only shot this to like a couple people, because again we couldn't like really define it, right? It was just like, yo, we made some music and it's beautiful, and so I sent it to a few people, and DK from Machine Wash was like, yeah, we need to put this out, like, you know, like we want to do it. So we just ran with it. I mean, they're like, Machine Wash is definitely like brand new, you know. Started out with just like Decay albums and Maintenance Crew, Marmora. Those are all, just those three acts right there are very different sounds. And then you got the Essentials with Kenny Keys and Encyclopedia Brown, and like more artists like coming out, Ants 13, fucking True Rock, all that shit. So it's a super diverse batch, and I'm still trying to figure out how we can push Black Magic like with the Machine Wash, you know, imprint.
I honestly really think that the Black Magic album is the gem on Machine Wash, machinewash.com, because it's such a different album. I mean, the production is super dope, and it's different. It almost reminds me. It actually, honestly, is in the same vein of what Risky was doing with Sky. Like, you can't really name it, but it's just really good music. It's different. It reminds me of like when I listened to Portishead, like the first time that I listened to that, I was just like, yo, this is different and dope. Like, I don't have to, I can be hip hop and listen to this and not think that I was selling out my ears to like it was just dope. So I would if you know, to the people that's listening, it's just a really good time, and it's just different than what you're hearing out here on the radio. So if you want to listen to something different that's really good, go pick up that Black Magic Conjure. You
know, speaking of radio, we've been getting love. Like, they play us on Vocalo.
Nice.
You know, here and there they sprinkle in.
What are the songs that they play on Vocalo?
Queen Immaculate.
Okay.
I've heard that on Vocalo like a couple times. And then anytime I fall through Lumpin' Radio as well. Betty Heredia plays Black Mag. She plays They Believe Free. She plays Uncle L music. King Hippo as well on QC on Lumpin'. So, you know, check those people out too.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the core of it all, it's hip hop music. You know what I mean? Like, there's some raps on here. Like Billy's super versatile. She sings, raps, makes beats. She just put out an instrumental project on Etc. Records.
Nice.
And then speaking of Etc., tomorrow we got the Fest Grandiose release party for his record, Front Room Methodology. I'm gonna be DJing at Sleeping Village. So it's like me, Fest, Radius, this guy Magic Ian, which is kind of clever. I looked at the name. If you push Magic and Ian together, you get Magician. I fucks with that.
Word up.
But yeah, you know what? Every show we do shows, we sell all the CDs. I'm down to my last 2 physical copies. I need to re-up. I know A Billy Free, she's doing a lot of shows down in New Mexico and Texas. She's steady slanging CDs. I think she just told me, we were talking the other day, she needs to re-up as well. So, you know, I think, you know what? It's just gonna be a collector's item. Like
nice.
Real soon.
So you're saying anytime you do like shows, the merch sells? Yeah.
Especially we rocked together a couple times since this dropped in April, and release party we sold a bunch. We did we've done push beats together. We've done open beats together. Another collective one we're part of.
Nice.
And the Dark Matter Coffee block party. We played that with Dos Santos. Dos Santos sound system and people are like, yo, I need that.
Nice. So I think it is time. Carlos, is it that time? Oh yeah. So if you guys have been watching us, This or That is a segment that we do that we just ask our guests this or that. So I think I'm gonna let Ryan start out with this or that.
All right. From a production sampling standpoint, Quincy Jones or Curtis Mayfield?
Ooh.
Nasty.
I'm gonna go Curtis.
I'm mad at that. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong either way.
Nah, you can't. But yeah, I don't know, for some reason.
Unless Risky's around, then he likes to call people out on some bullshit. If you don't agree with Risky, he gets you.
So
what else you got?
So this should be real easy. I'm not trying to make it easy, but you know how I dislike one and like the other. So Serato or Tractor?
Man, so like I use Tractor, but to hell with all that shit, real tough. Like I've been a faithful Tractor user for a good damn near 10 years now.
Yeah.
And this shit is not reliable, but neither is Serato.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, I guess. I think Serato is more liable than Tractor though.
I mean, I've had my issues with both. I mean, fuck technology altogether. Nothing's foolproof. But I might be making that switch back.
Come on back home to Serato, bro.
Let's say that.
Serato starts with an S. And S is for Shondo.
What, you trying to get sponsorship?
Oh yeah, all day.
I have one.
Well, yeah.
Because my Uncle L thinks he's clever. Q-Tip or Dilla?
Come on, man. Come on. The Risky left already.
So that was just me. That was just me, I guess, blowing up because Risky, he has these things that he said, and we've been together on this project. We've been friends for years, but we've been together on this project for at least 5 years, and since day one, he's been saying that same shit over and over again.
For the record, Risky and I would fight a lot of people on that together because we both had that.
the thing is that
he and I are in the same camp with that.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that Risky says it when nobody's talking about the shit. He'll just be like,
true. That's true.
He'll be watching the Cubs and be like, you know what? You know what's better? Q-Tip. Q-Tip's better than Dilla. And I'd be like, you know what, bro? Shut your motherfucking ass up.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an unfair comparison, you know, like, so what we know of Q-Tip is much started well before what we know of Dilla, exactly. And it's still ongoing now. Yeah. You know, what, 13 years? God damn it, how many?
Yeah,
30 years.
13 years. No, I'm saying 13 years past.
Oh, Dilla, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, you can't make that comparison. It's just not fair. You know?
It's unfair. Yes.
It's like people that are still like, you know, asking Jay-Z, like, oh man, if Biggie was still alive. It's like, dude, you guys been dead like 20 years. Like,
and I get it. I get the frustration when people come out of nowhere and it's like, oh, Dilla, you know, Dilla changed my life, this and that. And they don't have any, you know, correlation with what hip hop really is. They just found it on the internet and they're like, oh, Dilla, not understanding why he was so great in the first place. Because there is a reason why people do say Dilla changed my life, but that's not, you know, for those who are just saying it because he's passed away, just like how people say, oh, Tupac was great because he passed away, not understanding that Tupac was way more than just a MC. Like, he was way more than that, and that's what made him great. It wasn't the fact that he was rapping Hail Mary and all that, you know what I'm saying? Or he had the juice. Like, it wasn't just that. It was who he was. He was a Shakur. Like, that goes back in itself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just, I guess I would be tired of people saying Dilla was great if they didn't have any reference on why he was great versus somebody who knows that Dilla was great. And if I say Dilla was great, don't be like, Q-Tip's better. Like, that's just being a fucking jerk. Like,
yeah, it's like I remember when someone was first trying to put me on the Fantastic Volume 2, and it was those cats, the We Excel dudes I was talking about earlier. They you know, they were making beats, they were beat head, and we ride around in the Cadillac, put on Fantastic, and all I had heard prior was the Fantastic interlude with that heavy bass and the Rhodes and shit, and I Don't Know with Jazzy Jeff, and so I was like, yeah, I fuck with those, right? But they played me the rest of the album, I'm like, nah, this shit too like chill, it's too smooth, like whatever, give me that, you know. I was super hardcore, like all I listened to was like Wu-Tang and Black Moon. And like, that's what I wanted, you know what I'm saying? But then motherfucker put on Raise It Up. And I was like, yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. But I fronted hard, like, first, you know what I'm saying? Like, then it was like, well, you already fuck with dude, you know, stakes is high, you know, drop, you know, and I'm like, oh, word. That's the same cat? Cool. You know? But I wasn't like these cats, like people jumped on JD like after Donuts and shit. They're like, oh my God, he's just my mind. It's like, nah, man, he was just fucking making a bunch of beats because, you know, he had to.
He knew what time it was. Yep. Yeah. And Donuts is just what it is. It's just a tidbit of something that would have been super fresh if he would have still been here. Mm-hmm. So to your statement, it is very unfair. Like, I'm still gonna ride this dude Risky, man. It is very, because I've been listening to this shit for 5 fucking years. It is very unfair for you to just jump the fuck out and be like, yo, like, I'm just gonna say Tip is better. Yes, motherfucker, we know Tip. You don't have to say that shit. No more interviews or nothing else. Risky business. You don't have to do it. We understand what's like. We was raised off Tribe. Tribe is the reason why some people listen to hip hop. Like,
right?
You know what I mean? So like, you can't take that away from Tribe at all. You know what I'm saying? But if Dilla, like in his years of being here, even in his sickness, he created a whole sound. You can peg the neo soul sound on that dude.
Multiple sounds though, like because people kind of get in this one, mindset of who JD was, like based off that one, like the more, like you said, neo soul.
Yeah.
He had all kind of other nasty shit that motherfuckers don't even talk about. You know what I'm saying? A more like electro sounding, crazy, like he just flipping everything.
Yeah. If and I think people who try to down Dilla's greatness, which I don't think Risky's doing, but what I'm gonna say is people who try to down Dilla's greatness haven't really listened to Dilla beats, like, and understand, like, you have to understand what that man was going through and what he did in the time that he was here. Like, he was really, you know how they talk about people that are aliens? Like, he was an alien. Like, he was an alien. Like, we see aliens all the time. You know who's an alien that's close to us? Radius is an alien. That dude is an alien. Who else is an alien that's close to us? I know this dude ain't gonna. He might not think he's an alien, but he's an alien. Tone Be Nimble, he's an alien. Like Tone will greet you, like you won't know. Like you'll just be like, "What?"
Everybody on
that shirt, alien.
With the exception of the last one, everybody on this shirt.
Yeah, Bus Craze looks like an alien. I mean, he is an alien, but he kind of looks like one. Every time his head grows, it's just.
Yeah, man.
See what you started, Carlos?
Yep. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, man. No more Dilla Q-Tip comparisons for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so freeze and stop, or not? Just kidding. Well. So, DJ Uncle L, if people want to find your music, people want to follow you online, where can they find you?
I got a ton of beats on SoundCloud.
Free to sample.
It's you just look at, I think it's Uncle_EL, but I'm gonna verify that for you right quick. But yeah, and then that's the Facebook, my fan page. Facebook is Uncle_EL. I think there's a SoundCloud link on there. But
nice.
I need to update that. It's like literally 100 and there's over 100 beats on the SoundCloud, and I can't even tell you why. You know what I'm saying? I think it's because I like to go on there from time to time and just peep like my own progress, right? Like it's a good thing for me to just peep like the growth. If you scroll all the way down and then just play everything back. But I need to delete all that shit. I'm gonna delete all that shit and put up like one new beat and shit.
So basically what he's saying is if you go to machinewashmusic.com, you can pick up that Black Magic Conjure album right now.
Grab it, yes. I mean, what else?
And be on the lookout
with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have Black Magic in your fucking, repertoire, you fucking up.
I think you need some Black Magic, G.
You fucking up.
And be on the lookout for a black ass party.
That's right. It's coming. It's gonna be so black.
You gonna know when it's coming. It's gonna be black as fuck.
It's gonna be black as fuck. No police allowed.
Super black.
We trying to stay alive in this bitch.
Uncle El might finally get on his graffiti tip if there's no cops there.
Right.
He's all shaky.
We're safe right now.
Looking at
anxiety on what?
I'd be like, yo, this dude's dressed too bummy, man. He's a fucking cop. Like, nah.
Black ass party.
Real time, I was in Macy's the other day. This dude was following me, man. Like I could tell because like he had like 3 shirts in his hand, and he was like thumbing through the shelf and shit. He's like, so I walked way to the other side of the store. This motherfucker right there. I'm telling you, it's part paranoia, part these motherfuckers really money.
But no, I'm gonna give you that one.
Everybody's a cop.
I'm gonna give you that one. Yeah. Sean, how about you?
You can find me on the Twitters and the Instagrams at DJ SEANDOE, and on Facebook under my name, Rasan Sean Doe Hawkins. Also, you can catch me and Risky at Emporium this weekend, September 29th, for another one of our illustrious video waybacks where we only play 80s and 90s video mix throwbacks. It's pretty awesome.
And the video is on a big ass screen.
Big ass 22-foot screen. It's bananas.
Is it black?
Huh? No.
Is it black?
The only thing black in that place is probably me. So, so bring y'all black asses out. And the videos. But yeah, so we have one at Emporium this weekend in Wicker Park. And then we have another one that's coming up on the 13th of October, which is going to be awesome because I think we have the awesome super t-shirt company of Johnny Cupcakes going to come by. It's going to be like a pop-up, and they're going to have like limited edition tees there. So yeah, come through. Video Wayback, Emporium, Chicago this weekend, and check us out, MTV Jam. Yep.
Boom. How do you want to do this, Ryan? You want to go?
Sure.
All right.
You can find me personally on Instagram and Twitter at 278media. Numbers 278 and media. And Midway, of course, is Midway Doc across the board. Instagram, Twitter, website, Facebook, whatever we got.
Hey,
MySpace. Just kidding.
I forgot my MySpace. No, I forget. Instagram is actually a good place to find me because I post a lot of the videos of me like playing beats, going through old tracks, talking about beats, talking about shows. And when I go live, that shit's mad awkward. You go live and it's just you sitting looking at a camera and you're like trying to talk. So I need more people to come on and interact and shit, because then I'm less awkward. Like,
so what's your Instagram?
See what I mean?
No, I'm just saying.
I know. No, but you get me. All right. It's DJ _ Uncle _ EL.
Nice.
DJ Uncle L.
Boom. And you can go to coconutjustice.com. Coconut Justice everywhere else if you want to find me. Because tomorrow sometime you're going to go ahead and see. You're going to see this tomorrow. You're going to see this out there. Once I get this finished.
Who is that?
That's us. That's us.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. All right.
Carlos does it again.
Good job, Carlos.
That's like me on like Some drug that ain't even came out yet.
Right. Exactly. But we're gonna find it.
Nah, I'm playing. It's close.
We're gonna jump on that CBD thing.
Right.
Yo,
not drugs, by the way. Not
Nope.
It's non-psycho.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at it. Listen, cops don't listen to this show. You can relax. It's okay. You're fine.
Perfectly. For my back pain. I'm so serious though.
He uses CBD because Ambien makes him go on racist tirades on Twitter. MidwayDoc.com. Midway Doc everywhere else.
Yeah. All right, guys. And next show is another big show because we got some announcements coming from our special guest that night.
He wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. EC Illa doesn't do many interviews, but he's coming out because he's got a few projects to announce himself. So he's going to be our guest next week.
Sweet.
Yeah, buddy. It's going to be a show.
So, Elle, thank you for taking the time to converse with our crazy selves.
It was good times, man. Good times.
All right, everybody. Till the next show. Peace.
Yeah, son.